Okay, so last time we came aboard the ship, we had an intruder who then became a companion. Shockingly, we were able to fix HK, who became another companion. We'll see what kind of fun we can have with him. And then we talked with Kriya a little bit and had a very, I would say, interesting conversation with her. Also, I have a decision to make. Kriya, apparently this is like a subclass. I'm not really certain exactly what to call it, but next time I talk to Kriya, I can choose to be either a weapon master, something else, or a grandmaster. So it's basically like a combat specialist, an explorer, or like a Jedi consular to the extreme. So I haven't actually made a decision on what I want to do. I don't know. I'll figure it out though. I'm not going to spend this level up until I know exactly what I want to do. Hey Boeing, welcome back. Good evening, how am I doing? I'm doing great, except for a gimpy thumb, which I not quite slammed, but I shut it in a car door. So I'm playing, not one-handed, but I'm playing kind of hand and a half right now. Oh, it hurts so bad. I don't think it's possible to shut your hand in the car door and not have it hurt bad. Anyway, I'll be fine. Okay, T3. Kind of what I'm planning on doing right now is... Oh, that's right, I can't level up people unless I take them out and about. Yep, I'm unable to charge change when I'm inside. So apparently I have to take him out of the Ebon Hawk in order to level him up. IHK. But I do have a lot of talking with people I need to do. Now that I'm done with Dantooine, got a decision to make of where to go next.
Yes? Have you come with questions?
Quite a few, actually. Can you tell me about the crystal? No, we've already done that about as much as we can. Higher mysteries of the Force. Teach me more about the Force. Lightsaber combat. Oh, these are some questions. I am ready to learn the higher mysteries of the Force.
The time to hide your presence is coming to a close, and you will need to increase your training. You are ready. Your training must increase, and there are higher mysteries you must learn. But only you must know the path you will take. I cannot choose it for you. Is it battle that stirs you? To meet an enemy blade upon blade? Such is the way of the greatest of Jedi warriors, the weapon masters. Or perhaps it is investigating the mysteries of the galaxy, seeking out injustice and harm, and bringing it into the light. Such is the way of the Jedi Watchman in the time of Ulic Qel-Droma and Exar Kun. Or perhaps your way lies upon the ancient mysteries, and to teach others the ways of the Force, as I have, the way of the Jedi Masters.
Oh, I do not know. Do I want to focus on lightsaber combat? Do I want to focus on role play, essentially? Kind of, well, skills, I would say, actually. Or do I want to focus on the Force? I'm kind of treating this like Guardian, Sentinel, and Consular, because I kind of think that's what it's supposed to be, only kind of going in a slightly different flavor direction. I really do not know. I need to think about this some more.
Very well. I shall.
I want to you to teach me more about the Force.
Very well. What is it that drives you?
When Visas attacked, she did something to my eyesight.
She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes.
All right.
Feel this ship around you. Listen to my words. Hear the sound of the handmaiden's training in the cargo hold, her hands cutting the air. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work.
Computer use. Hey, T3 has a stuck motivator.
Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive.
Repair. Hey, I can hear a catch in it. It's not fully fixed.
Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
As my feet walk from the ashes of Qatar, I shall not fear, for in fear lies death, and
I heard her thoughts.
You are strong indeed. What you heard were surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned.
Can I do this whenever I wish?
That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around you? It is not. Because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. I must rest.
You have gained +1 awareness and recovered some of your connection to the Force. Oh. How about that? Influence gained with Kriya, experience, and maximum Force points increased. Did it happen to say how much? Oh, I think that was a significant jump, because my Force points used to be almost equal to my vitality. Now they're way ahead. Oh, that was very worth it. Save. Talk to you again.
Yes? Have you come with questions?
I wish to learn about lightsaber combat.
That is something we will leave until we possess a lightsaber.
Visas must have a lightsaber equipped? Visas. Had other questions?
Ask, and I will answer.
Okay, never mind, I'll be going. So she doesn't have a lightsaber. She doesn't have much of anything right now, but I can give her the short lightsaber. It still has the red crystal in it. Because I think I only have like one other crystal. I think it's a violet crystal. So I might change that out eventually. Okay, but apparently she needs the crystal.
Yes? Have you...
I wish to learn about lightsaber combat.
Very well. If you travel with us, Blinded One, then you shall work for your passage on this vessel. Your lightsaber, give it to me.
I shall die before it passes from my hands.
Your lightsaber, give it to me.
I feel like they're from the same planet.
It is adequate. You are young, your energy for such things surpasses mine, and your skill is enough that you may teach him the basics of the weapon. There is much that he has forgotten.
There's only so much I can teach him.
That fact did not escape me. Now, try to kill her with the single blade. Use no other force technique, no items, merely the blade.
Interesting. Very well, let us begin. Oh! Okay. So essentially dueling. I expected a small cutscene, not a literal battle.
Defeated her. Now do it with 2 weapons, 1 in each hand. Again, no items, no force powers. Let us see what you can do when your hands and mind are divided. No force techniques other than weapon skill. Let it flow through you. Let the force fill the cracks in your spirit.
Okay. Now we're going dual weapon.
Now,
wow.
Divest yourself of your weapons. You, blinded one, you will keep yours. Let us see what you can do when you have no weapons left to you. Now, attack her.
Unarmed combat. I did not expect this.
This one will fall.
It is enough. There is nothing more for me to teach you. You know as much of battle as I.
Okay. Very well. You have gained finesse lightsabers. Oh, finesse and finesse lightsabers are 2 different things? Oh, finesse melee weapon and finesse lightsabers. Okay, that's kind of cool then. Because I'm going lightsabers, though, makes me wish I didn't take finesse melee weapons. But it did help earlier on, and I didn't know any better. Okay. Cool. Save again. Still wanting to talk to Karaeous because she has a lot to say to me. The beginning of this stream is going to be a lot of talk. It's going to be very talk heavy.
Yes? Have you come with questions?
Of course I have. I want you to teach me more about the Force.
Very well. What is it that drives you?
Ooh, oh, well, there's a lot here, dang. This bond we share, I would know more about it.
I confess its nature eludes me as well, but the bond is strong, and its roots run deep. It seems that at times of stress and pain, if they catch us unawares, then the pain is transmitted between us.
What about when we fight on our journey?
When battle is upon us, I suspect our minds are prepared enough to shield each other from the pain. I think we shall not have a repeat incident of what happened at Karaeous.
Does this bond have any advantages?
It seems the Force flows easily between us. When one of us manipulates the Force to heal or strengthen ourselves, the other is aided as well.
Yep, you and Kriya possess the Force Chain special ability. When either of you uses Force power on yourself, the other gains the benefit as well. I remember that.
A powerful technique indeed, though, as we have noticed, it has its drawbacks.
I want you to teach me more about the Force.
Very well. What is it that...
You taught me of sight. Is there anything else you can teach me?
When I spoke of sight before, there is a similar handicap that tends to occur among those strong in the Force. They neglect their skills. Some believe they no longer need them. The greatest wielders of the Force are those that maintain some grounding to the more physical realities of the universe.
What do you mean?
Some wielders of the Force have mastered piloting, others the ability to fix and repair and build, from simple moisture vaporators to more complex machines such as droids and vehicles. One's ability to understand the human body and its ailments, for example, can make your powers within the Force more complete, more powerful, when you attempt to repair the cellular damage of another. And others have mastered the more subtle work of politics, persuasion. Do not doubt that a galaxy may be conquered with words, a republic overthrown, and an empire made. When such skills are honed, one's abilities with the Force become that much stronger. My warning to you is this: do not rely on your companions to compensate for your weaknesses in skill. There will be times they will not be there to help you when needed. What skill would you say is your greatest strength?
She is correct. Awareness and Persuade are my two highest ones right now. But I'm kind of leaning into the Persuasion, because I'm keeping that maxed above everything else. So Persuasion, convincing others to do as I ask.
And what skill would you say is your greatest weakness?
Treat injury, healing others.
Then my task before you is this: take your greatest weakness, devote effort to it, strengthen it, and I will show you how it shall strengthen your power in the Force.
Very well, I shall take this lesson to heart.
As you learn and train and test yourself against the galaxy, all your skills have a chance to improve and grow as well. When you devote some of that training to your weakest skill, you will know.
Very well, I had other questions.
Ask.
Ow, she keeps going with conversations, dang. Awareness, I want to ask you about the duels with Vsauce.
What of them?
You aren't just training me, you're testing her.
Perhaps. There is truth in what the Servant of Atris says. Much may be communicated in the motions of battle. It is a picture, a dance against someone trying to describe that motion.
Pretty true, actually. What have you learned?
I have learned that we do not need to kill her. But if we want one that has truly fallen to the dark side, we should look elsewhere for our allies. I believe she should serve our purposes. She is the doorway that may lead us to her lord if it proves necessary, or bring him to us.
But we're talking about Vsauce, not handmade. Okay, that was an interesting conclusion. I could go awareness or I could go wisdom here. Same exact words. I'm gonna go wisdom. Wait, is that why you tolerate Handmaiden's presence? Because she is a doorway to Atris.
You learn quickly, perhaps. The blinded one is more of an unknown quality, however.
You want to use her?
That is what I said, and I will gladly turn any such blade pointed at us and send it stabbing into the heart against anyone who dares to harm you.
Okay, interesting. We can completely agree with her. We can kind of say, I don't want to use people like that. We can also say, that's not your decision, you forget your place. Hold on. Wife came in with a quick question. Sorry about that. I will gladly turn such a blade pointed at us and set it stabbing into the heart against anyone who dares to harm you. So we know she has an ulterior motive in regards to us. What exactly that is, I'm not certain yet, but she has a great motivation to keep us alive for some reason. And for now, I'm okay with saying then we shall keep her on board as you suggest.
It is good we see this in the same perspective. There are many among the Jedi who would openly object to such things.
Yeah.
Ask.
Okay, we're slowly getting through these. You don't seem to like the handmaiden. Why?
There are countless reasons, and I have neither the time nor the patience to list them all.
Wow. I had other questions.
Ask.
I could go multiple ways with the continuation there, but I'm not certain yet. Did you know Atris at all?
Atris herself is not as familiar to me as perhaps she should be. Yet I feel I know her, yes.
Influence success? What do you mean?
Because Atris's path is one I walked long ago, and it is a chapter of my life that has been read and closed. She has taken the first steps, I think. We shall see. Surely you felt the righteous anger, the spoken judgments, the lack of forgiveness.
You walked her path.
I was a historian once, gathering the relics of the Jedi, learning the ancient mysteries. Always there were more questions. One quickly learns that the Jedi Code does not give all the answers. If you are to truly understand, then you will need the contrast, not adherence to a single idea. That is why Atris and the others blamed me, sentenced me. They believed me responsible for Revan's fall.
Oh. You trained Revan?
You have already asked much. I do not wish to speak of this any longer.
You'd stop at that? Oh.
Ask.
It was just starting to get good. I'll be going now. Influence gained. I will definitely come back later and have a lot more to talk with you about. But one person I'm interested in having a conversation with is Vsauce over here. Because I haven't talked to you yet. I fought you multiple times, but I haven't actually talked to you yet.
My life for yours.
We can teach her stuff. This is interesting. Are you all right?
I am able to serve. If we enter battle, I will fight and die alongside you.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you were all right.
I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek.
In Medbay, we noticed you have scars. Who hurt you?
The scars are many and the causes equally so. It is of no importance.
How did you find me?
I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it.
Who sent you?
I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not something one feels from a living thing. There is little my master does not know, and that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why.
I need to know where I can find your master.
You cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do not know where he travels. Until he calls for me. Even if I could lead you to my master, I cannot permit you to find him until you are ready.
Ready?
If I bring you before my master untested, without your potential realized, then you will be lost to me, and I cannot allow that to happen. It would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley, shattered a cavern of rare crystal, or blinded a painter.
Oh, this is interesting. So we can essentially... we can order her to take me to him. My life is unimportant. Your master threatens more than just me.
I cannot. I will not. I would die first, and gladly, to preserve you, untouched, unharmed. Now that I have found you, I cannot sacrifice what I have found.
If he is behind what has fallen the Jedi, then he must be stopped.
You will meet my master. It is inevitable. I have seen it. And when you stand before him and realize what you face, you must be prepared. Until then, I must protect you, help you, until you are ready.
Why are you doing this for me?
There's a greatness in you. A greatness that does not stem from the Force. It stems from who you are. And if my master does not understand you, cannot see you, then perhaps there is hope for us all. But if you seek to survive, then you must understand why this is so.
If your master has trouble detecting me, how were you able to do it?
There is much I see my master cannot. I fear it is because of my nature, the nature of my race. My people spend their lives seeing the galaxy, the energy streaming off stars, the growth of life, all things touched by the Force.
Where are your people and your world now?
It is not a subject which I have spoken of since its destruction.
Influence success? Interesting. How was it destroyed?
The planet was not destroyed. It remains. It orbits, dead in space. But nothing lives on its surface. It echoes, but there's no one left to hear it.
If your homeworld was destroyed, how did you survive?
I am not certain I did. I was there when the planet died. To see everything around you extinguished. It was as if I was blinded. It was as if the Force had been bled from the world.
As if everything went suddenly silent?
I imagine there are worse deaths, worse pain. But if there are, I do not know them. I was the only living thing remaining on the planet of Qatar. And my life, my agony, was a flicker in the darkness that was the planet. All that I had been connected to had been severed.
You were the only survivor.
Yes, but it was not survival. I still wonder what would have happened if I had died with the others. If perhaps there would have been some way to hide my presence from the galaxy. If only I had not felt that pain, that loss, as strongly as I did. But it could not be done. When the life was bled from the planet, and yet somehow I remained. My master came for me. He walked upon the surface of my dead world, and there, lying in the bodies of my race, he took me for his own, and he made me see. And for the first time, I saw the galaxy, and I wished to die.
Okay, I'm kind of getting her story a little bit. So even though she is let's say an apprentice of the big bad we've seen, doesn't sound like it was a willing apprentice. He made you see?
To this galaxy, my world, absent the currents and spectrums of the Force, was nothing but crude matter, rock, flesh, emptiness. He showed the flickering of life on other planets. The mass of beings that swarm through the empty places of the galaxy. To see such creatures, disconnected from themselves, their world, their place in it, unable to see the currents and how they affected everything around them.
So essentially her master took away her foresight and gave her real sight. Scary for someone who's only seen foresight. And why did your master show you this?
He showed me to make me believe in his cause. He convinced me the galaxy, all life, must die. He fed upon its ugliness, its screaming, and in its place, he left silence. And where there was chaos, he brought stillness and order.
Not really. How did your master destroy your homeworld? To kill on such a scale, it's impossible.
It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not. And my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable. yet we could do nothing about it.
Okay, she doesn't seem like a bad person, just more of a victim of a very bad scenario. But I have a lot more to learn before I pass my decision on this. Why did your master destroy Qatar? I think we've kind of already heard that a little bit.
The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that perhaps among our people, they could achieve the clarity to see what was striking them from the darkness of the galaxy. They succeeded, but only in bringing him from the outer regions. And Qatar, with my kind, with the Jedi upon its surface, could no longer be ignored. And my people died, and the Jedi died, and there was no one left, only me.
Essentially a target-rich planet for a evil, hungering Sith Lord. Yeah. He attacked it because the Jedi had gone there.
He cannot deny his hunger for long, and any gathering of Jedi is something he cannot long resist. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life, merely with his presence.
A gathering of Jedi. And Vrook wants us to gather all Jedi on Dantooine, so that's what brings him out. Boeing, I recommend not doing all of her dialogue at once. Handmaiden dialogue may get locked out if you get too much influence with Vsauce. I also love all the lore. This game is an onion with many layers, and it's great. Yeah, it has a lot of layers. I'm going to continue a little bit, but I got you. It seems like Vsauce and Handmaiden have a bit of a rivalry in terms of influence. Someone mentioned that, I think, last stream, so I won't go too far into it. Wisdom, or it may starve him, make him more desperate.
I do not understand what you mean.
Just thinking out loud, why did the Jedi meet on Qatar?
They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat.
Yeah, and he attacked it because the Jedi went there. Never mind, I'll be going now.
Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. Why do you do this? Why do you seek to help me? Teach me?
I don't really know why. I try not to think about it.
I must warn you. If you weaken yourself for me, then it will kill you.
Interesting. You have curious views for a Sith.
There is more to the Sith than simply rage or slaughter. There are many kinds of hate, and all of them have the call of the dark side in them. The galaxy is filled with many such evils, and rarely have I seen anything else.
What do you mean?
I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of such memories, or the planet itself.
You have spoken enough, I must go.
Very well. Perhaps we shall speak more of this at another time. But know this, I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me.
Okay.